Morning folks, and welcome back. So we're going to take a look at the pillar drill today. This is our pillar drill in the workshop. Okay, and the pillar is actually this long pillar at the back that makes it a pillar drill. You can get shorter ones that are bench mounted, but fortunately in our workshop we have these large ones which are very useful. So this is the bed. So we can see that on the bed there is some damage. This is where people have been drilling through, okay, with the drill, okay, gone all the way through their material and onto the bed. So we don't want to damage the bed, we want to protect it as much as possible. So it's very important that we use a scrap piece of material underneath. I'll go through that with you in a moment. Here we are on the pillar drill again. So on this side we can see that there's this gear that we can move our bed up and down. So if I slacken off the side, two lock pin to the back, I can bring this up to my work, or I can lower it right down. So make sure it's at the right height for what you want to drill. Okay, as soon as you've got it in the right position, you can rotate it round. That's an excellent drill. Lock it off. Right, and that's now rigid and firm, and that won't be going anywhere. So just to take you around the drill, this is our lever we use to bring down the drill bit into our work. This is our guard. Come down, check to make sure the guard is not damaged. You can see clearly through. If it's not, let us know, we'll change it for you. At the top here we have our switches that tell us whether the power is on and off. Okay. And this chuck, quite a special one, well, they're newer. In the chucks used to have a key, and often people would leave the key, the chuck key, in the drill, and when you turn the power on it will fly out. So to overcome that problem, nowadays modern chucks are keyless. So you hold the top part here, this ring at the top, the twist it clockwise, and that will take the drill bit out, that will release it. Okay, so it's a similar thing in reverse. When you want to put the drill bit in, line it up with the hole, okay, let it pinch so that it's holding there, and then anti-clockwise hold the two and twist. Right, power's gone again. So what you must do before you start drilling or thinking about drilling is set everything up. Today I've got my scrap piece of material. What I want to do is drill a hole in this piece of acrylic. Okay, if I brought my drill bit down, it looks safe, but it's not. So what happens with these drill bits is when they get to the end, they want to pick the material up, and then that will start spinning. It's pointless trying to hold it because it's incredibly dangerous and it will cut your fingers. So very, very important that we clamp our work. Takes a few minutes to set up. Once it's set, it will be safe. Clamp everything on. Takes a few minutes and then we're all safe. Lots of moving parts on a drill. Okay, so guard down. Before we do that, I want to drop my drill bit here, make sure I'm lined up properly. Yep, that's fine, exactly where I want my hole. Do a power check. I'm going to turn the power on first to make sure the drill bit is straight, because I've just changed the drill bit. It might not be straight, it might not be in the centre of the chuck properly, so just do a visual check. That's fairly straight to me. If it's not, stop, readjust the drill bit and make sure it's nice and straight, and then do another test before you start working. So again, like always folks, any loose clothing or materials, badges, necklaces come off, safety glasses go on. Okay, and we're ready to go. So power on. Looks good. Guard down. And then nice and slowly, just relax, take your time. You see it jump up then? Okay. So the drill bit just got to the end and then wanted to lift that last little bit up. Exactly what I'm trying to explain to you. That's why we clamp it. Okay. Good. And there we are. This piece of material is called swarf. This is plastic swarf and not dangerous. It will just break in your hands. If it's metal, it will be made from metal and incredibly sharp. It will cut your hands. In that instance, you use a brush to sweep off that material. It's called swarf. Good. And away you go. So for larger pieces, what you need to do, that's for sheet material, so quite easy. Okay, make sure you've got this piece of scrap material underneath. I think we will do a piece of metal in a moment. And we'll leave the guard up so you can see the swarf being created. Okay. So I want to drill a hole in this piece of wood. So I've done my marking out, I know where I want to drill a hole, and then I use a clamp like this. So again, there is a possibility that the drill bit might go right through and damage our bed. We don't want that. So I'm going to put a scrap piece of, come on electricity. We've got a timer on the lights, if you hadn't noticed. So we have a scrap piece of wood in our vise, which is a little bit smaller than the piece I'm actually going to drill. So when I clamp up, I know that this large piece is clamped. If this scrap piece of wood underneath was bigger, I wouldn't be able to clamp the top piece. It's the same process. So I'm going to leave the guard up this time so you can see. Again, hold the clamp, bring it down, nice and slowly, and there you are. Okay, I'm going to switch to a piece of metal now. So that's the end of the pillar drill today. Thank you for watching. I have a short assessment sheet now that you can fill in, some simple questions on using the pillar drill safely, and that will form some feedback from me so I can look at my lesson again next time round and see what I can improve.